Well, this is the one we have been waiting for, folks. When Jaguar announced that for the first time in about 40 years it was going to produce a proper heavy metal thunderous sports car, it was pretty obvious that before too long it would need to contend with one of these, the Master from Stuttgart. So, Porsche 911 Turbo S, Jaguar F-Type Coupe R. Let's see how they stack up. Jag first. Listen to that noise. Oh, I tell you, that noise is pure box office from 2 miles away. The smile it puts on your face every time. On the face of it then, things looking very good. It sounds like nothing else, literally, it sounds like nothing else. The grip and the cornering, superb. £40,000 less than the 911 Turbo, and that's if you tick every single option box. That's impressive, and for that money Jag could give you the same horsepower and torque pretty much, and no lag, because we are using, of course, a supercharger as opposed to turbos. Which means it's absolutely instant. This wonderful tsunami of torque just carries you way into license losing territory. We've waited a long time for this car, and I can tell you, hand on heart, it does not disappoint, not one bit. And so to the Porsche. Well, first thing you notice getting out of the Jaguar is the sound, or lack of it. There are two very, very trick turbos on this motor, and they are drowning out a lot of that lovely classic Porsche flat six snarl, that lovely inimitable song that Porsches sing. Whereas the Jag sounds like box office from a couple of miles away, I'm afraid the Porsche sounds like a well-behaved washing machine. But that's the end of the bad news for the Porsche. The rest of it, you're tapping into 50 years of heritage and know-how of building the 911, and you feel it. Oh my word! There's no other word for it. That's disturbing. So on the road, they're both phenomenal machines. They both have incredible amounts of grip. They both make you smile, although for very different reasons. Both very enjoyable. But you know what? I think we have to take them somewhere else. And where better than the magnificent Goodwood House? I can feel a hill climb challenge coming on. So of course, to achieve this we need our go-to hill climb champion, a Goodwood regular, veteran of Le Mans, all-round driving legend, Anthony Reid. Do you know anyone who matches that description? So Anthony, are you familiar with either of these?
Well, yes, I've driven the coupe before quite recently, and a very impressive car.
The Jags had the accolades looking stunning, but next to it, I've got to say the 991 to my eyes looks like a beaut.
Yeah, I mean the 911 is a very refined and highly developed package over the last 50 years. It's got a tremendous heritage. But you know, if you were starting with a fresh piece of paper and designing a brand new car today, would you build a car with an engine over the back wheels?
Which one's going to go quicker?
I don't honestly know. The Porsche's got great traction, but the Jaguar's got high speed balance. Let's go and find out.
You're on. Keys are yours. Let's go. Right, Anthony, first in the Porsche. What do you think?
Breathtaking performance. I mean, from the absolute outset of the lap, the kick up the backside with the launch control and four-wheel drive, fantastic traction. It's not the ideal weight configuration, the engine's out over the back axle, but the balance of the car is amazing. It's a very neutral car. You feel really comfortable with the car on this really technical, tricky, quite dangerous course, to be honest.
So do you think when we come to measure the times at the end, this will be up there?
I mean, this is quite frankly the quickest car I've ever driven as a road car on the hill.
So Porsche, super quick. Let's try the Jag. So, Anthony, we've had a full afternoon here punishing the P0s. So now you've got a proper impression of both cars at full limit on the hill climb. What more can you tell us?
Today, on the track, the Carrera has been that little bit quicker, but actually the F-Type, I think, is more fun to drive.
Really, you'd say that? Yeah, it certainly sounds better, but the Porsche's acceleration, once there's some heat in the tyres and you get it hooked up, it's almost like you need to operate at different frames per second to keep up with it that fast.
The ride quality is absolutely superb, which gives the driver total confidence that the wheels are following the contours on the road, and you've got plenty of mechanical grip, in addition to, of course, quite a big wing and a splitter at the front. As a racing driver, from a personal point of view, you feel like you're being cosseted. The car's doing a lot, to basically help the driver go extremely quickly, and of course that is reflected in the lap time. However, this Jaguar is a little bit more challenging to drive. You can feel it's got a really stiff chassis. The steering is super accurate. There's hardly any understeer, but you just get that impression, rear wheel drive, the same power as the Porsche. You're a little bit light on rear grip, aerodynamically and also mechanically. All those 560 horsepower are scrabbling to find grip on the rear tyres.
Which spoke to you the most?
Well, you've got to understand where I come from. I'm an absolute hooligan.
We've noticed. Yeah.
And I've just had so much fun in this car this afternoon. And looking at the price difference of over £50,000, actually this represents tremendous value for money.
So Anthony, the Goodwood Road and Racing verdict. You and I would both take the Jaguar, but we would both do so in the knowledge that the Porsche is an even better car.